Hey traders, we're gonna talk about risk in the market and how to minimize your risk and make better decisions so you can move forward in a much better way. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright guys, let's actually talk about risk here. Obviously the trading is a very risky game. Alright, it's a very risky game. But what I have found to be true in the markets is it's the opposite to what we think. We think that we need to place a 20%, a 30%, a 50% trade on one trade to make that one trade really profitable, and that's how we're successful. But that's not long-term success. One of the best hedge fund traders, Ray Dalio, is sometimes less than 50-50 right. So guys, you know that, right? So how do we actually overcome that? How do we overcome this? And guys, I've tested both sides. So I've tested 100% of my account, 50% of my account. And I've realized the best way to actually move forward, how to really move forward, how to really gain success in the markets is having your account set up where your wins are not exciting you and your losses are not hurting you. Where your wins are not exciting you and your losses are not hurting you. And let me explain what I mean here. If you're getting into a trade and you're winning and you're losing, you're winning, you're losing, that's creating lots of emotion right there, right? And as you've said, as you heard before, and as you know, we want to try to keep as much emotion out of the markets as possible. Now, I know it's an emotional game, but we want to try to pull that emotion out as much as possible so we can make rational responses to what the market is telling us. Because we know forefront that not every single trade is going to be a successful trade. We already know that. We've got to accept that. And accepting the fact before we get into a trade, then what we need to do is we need to move forward in a big way by setting ourselves up that we remove the emotions as much as possible, but we're still in the markets. And this is how you move forward. Guys, trading a lot of my account on one trade has always been disastrous. Always been disastrous. Now that's a few exceptions there, and I do have a few trades on where I have a lot of my account on, but that's just only a few trades that they only come up a couple times a year. But apart from that, guys, whenever I break this rule, I end up going backwards. Whenever I don't break this rule, and I'm very diligent with my trade management as well too, getting out early, having small stops and bigger profit targets. Within this rule, now we're starting to talk to talk about how to really move forward in a big way in the markets. And so this is what I have found to be the best thing to do. So you want to have your wins are not exciting you, and two, you want to have your losses are not hurting you. And how I've done that is that if I have let's just say for example I have a $10,000 account. Okay. Out of that, you want to trade 5%. 5%. Now, why did I choose 5%? Because it's actually quite a low number. And with that 5%, now I like to trade options. And with that 5%, I know if I'm wrong, I can get out anywhere between a 5 to the 20% loss. 5 to 20% loss. Makes sense? So if I'm wrong, right, if a loss. So let's have a look at this here. So the 5 to 20%. Let's just say for example, it's 5 to 20%, right? And I've got a 5%. So 5% is $500. Okay, with me so far? And let's just say for example, I had a loss, and the loss was a 20% loss. Well, what's 20% of 500? Is that 100? Let's just say it's 100. 20%, 10% is 50. So yeah, so it's $100, right? So your account's down $100 minus a little bit of brokerage. How are you feeling right now? You're not feeling too bad, right? It's like, oh, my account's only down my account's only down $100. Because most people talk in dollars. Oh, I made $4,000. Oh, I made $8,000. Oh, I lost a lot. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't care about that. You know what I mean? When people say to me, oh, I made all this money on one trade, I'm like, I don't care. Your long-term longevity requires a plan to move forward. And this is obviously what I'm developing here. I'm helping you develop here. So your loss is, say, 5%, so that's $100, right? And again, this is where stop and profit here comes into it. So that $100, and again, if your win, and this is true for me, and my average win was around, say, the 50% mark. Say on average, I think it was around 55 to 60% around that there, right? So 50%. So what am I making here? I'm making $250. You think $250, John? Minus a little bit of brokerage. That's not a lot of money, John. I came here to make money. I came here to make a lot of money. Well, you're not gonna make $100,000 a year on a $10,000 trading account unless you're really, really, really professional at this and you've been doing it for a long time and you've experienced the emotional part of it as well too. So let's actually get real here. So right, so 50% win, so $250 loss. But that's not a lot, is it? It's like, that's nothing, John. What are you talking about? $250. But hang on a minute. We had a $100 loss here, but we had a $250 win. Is the $100 loss, is that hurting you? No. Is $250 win, is that exciting you? No. But guess what? This is what you need to do. You need to follow this plan. So every time you get into a trade, you're following this rule here, 5 to 20% loss, and you'll get average of 50%, sometimes even up to 100% profit. Do you see what I'm saying there? And this is how your account grows overall. So it might not sound like much, but what if you had $100,000? And that's now it's $2,500. So take it right back, or you want to take it right back. This is how you move forward long term. And by doing this, guys, you're taking the emotion out of the markets. You're taking the emotions out of that trade. And you're only taking it because you know that, hey, this may be a losing trade, and if I'm wrong, this is where I'm getting out so I can move on to another trade. You must have that mentality in your mind. If I am wrong, or if the trade, not really wrong, if the trade doesn't work out, I'm going to get out of it and I'm going to go find another trade. And this is what you do. And this is how you move forward. But you say, oh, John, that's not much. Well, what if you really picked up on some really good winning streaks? And this is what happened to me, guys. I'm telling you now, this is what happened to me. I was trading, and let me just delete this here. I was trading, and this was actually last year this happened. And I was trading, and I had 2 or 3 losers. I think I had about 3 losers at the time. And I was down. I was trading 5% of my account, and I had a 10% loss. I had a 20% loss, and then I had like a 5% loss. So I was down like 35%. Right, 35%. That I was down. Now 35% is of the 5%. So whatever that works out to be, I don't know, $300 or something. If you're trading a $10,000 trading account, if it was $100 grand, $3,000, like my account's a lot more than that. So just call it that 35% was of the 5%. It wasn't 35% of the account. All right, with me so far? Cool. But then what happens? What happened, guys, is I had 8 trades in a row that ranged from a 10% profit all the way up to an 80% profit, 88% profit actually. 8 trades in a row, bam, 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 bam. And it just took off. And guess what, guys? Within that was all within like a space of a couple of weeks as well too, about 2 weeks. Guess what? My whole account shot up by like something like 15 to 20%. 15% to 20%. You with me so far? But it's because I was placing the 5% on the individual trades and being smart about that. They say yes, sometimes if you've got that many trades going on at once, but I was just very confident because I had these trades going. But I was very, very quick with my money management. I was trading 5%. So as you can see here, guys, even though I was only trading 5%, that if you place the right trades and you're very quick to get out with small losses, but when the trades come, they can do really well with the profits. This is how you grow your account 10%, 20%. This is how people can make a couple of 100% return on their account. Now, yes, it does require skill, but as you can see, by removing the emotions, you're just going through. You get into a trade, not working, getting out, moving to the next one, not working, get out the next one. Oh, look at that thing, that thing took off. Oh, look, I got all my losses back and now I'm in profit again. Cool. Oh, look, now there's another profit. Oh, look, there's a loss, there's a small loss. Oh, look, there's a big profit now. Oh, look, there's a loss. There's a profit, loss. And that's how you move forward in a massive way in this market, is by understanding that risk management, because it's such a big thing. Okay, I didn't care about dollar figure, and for even myself, I didn't give a shit about how much money I'm making. I really don't, because it's not about the money; it's about being consistent at doing that. And this is how you be consistent at moving forward, by having the money management here. And again, that's the reason, guys. Trading is so much more than just finding a trading system and trading it. Because there's so much more with the mindset as well too, and I hope you've been learning. The last couple of days I've been talking about the mindset stuff as well too. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.